Good day, yourselves. Hope you've had a good day. So today's topic is river rejuvenation. So by now you should have watched the two YouTube clips of which are uploaded, or the links are uploaded for you. So you should have an idea of what is river rejuvenation. So let's just quickly have a look at the most important things of river rejuvenation, just touch on them. So firstly, what is river rejuvenation? It is the renewed energy of a river, okay, and this causes increased erosion. So when we talk about renewed energy, it means there's possibly more water, or the water is just flowing faster for some reason. Okay, so, and because of that, of course, there'll be more erosion taking place. And very important is that the type of erosion most likely to take place is downward erosion. So what can cause this water to flow at a quicker pace, or more water to flow into a river? Firstly, a drop in sea level. Where there's a drop in sea level, as we can see here, for example, if that went down, it means the gradient would increase, and this water, nothing will be blocking the water basically flowing this way, so the water will flow down at an increased pace. Okay, so that is one possible reason. The other one is land that rises. If there's a rise in land, it also means that the gradient will increase. And with any gradient that increases, there's movement of water will be faster. Okay, so renewed energy, again, faster flowing water. Then we have increase in rainfall. So that's the easiest one to remember always. When you have more rainfall, it means more water in the river, and as a result, wherever there's more water, it will be flowing faster, and that is river rejuvenation. And then fast flowing tributary, what do they mean by that? If I can just do this quickly. So here's a river flowing in this direction. Now all of a sudden there's a tributary that flows into it. So there's like a smaller stream basically right there that flows into this river now. And what's going to happen, all of that water that smaller stream carries will be added to this river. And with added water, again, faster flowing water, and that will lead to increased erosion. And then stream piracy, and that is something we are going to talk about in tomorrow's lesson. So if we go on now, what do we get as a result of river rejuvenation? We get terraces. So that's basically the step-like features we get in this photograph. Okay, so why do we get that? We basically get it as a result of this. So you have a river valley with your water flowing there. So imagine quickly that river rejuvenation takes place now, and all of this water starts flowing at a faster pace all of a sudden. So what's going to happen? You will get downward erosion right there, and that will lead to a valley. So that's where a normal valley was, and now there's another valley inside of a valley. So basically this is where our first valley ended, but now because of this river rejuvenation, it cuts in, and what do you see now? There's that step-like feature right there. Okay, so that's why we get that. Incised meander is very similar, but here it basically forms like a canyon, as you can see in this picture right here. So the Grand Canyon is also an example of basically a river that cut into an area and caused the canyon to form. And you will see basically also those step-like features all along this canyon valley. And then lastly, we have our neck point, a waterfall, as you can see in this picture. So how do we get a waterfall? Let me quickly show you. Let me just remove this. Okay, imagine quickly that there's this hard layer of rock right at the top, and underneath that, so let's do this, that's our hard layer, and then we have a soft layer of rock underneath. Okay, so this hard layer of rock right at the top protects the soft layer underneath. Now imagine there's a river flowing here, okay, So it's not going to erode, basically because of that hard layer of rock there. It will take very, very long for it to erode. But what's going to happen, where this hard layer of rock ends, there's basically now soft layer right there. And now this river is going to flow over it and start digging into it. And that's basically, and that will lead to this. That's our hard layer of rock. And now we have soft layer still underneath because that's being protected by the hard layer at the top. But now we have our water flowing, and it has eroded, and now it causes a waterfall basically. So that is the last point on this slide. Okay, so your homework for today is this. We spoke about a longitudinal profile of a river, so just remind you that's basically the side view. So on a piece of paper, if I had to draw it now, imagine that's my piece of paper, there's my start of a river and there's my end. So that's where the river starts, that's where it ends. So there'll usually be either a dam or a sea where it flows into. So this is a longitudinal profile of a river. So your homework for today is basically do something similar like this, but I want you to think about what this longitudinal profile will look like if we have river rejuvenation. So remember quickly what it causes. It causes erosion. So what will a side view of a river look like if river rejuvenation took place? So just in your book, do something like that and then give a brief explanation of why you think it will look like this. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you guys.